Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous. Easiest bet I'll ever win.
You really think what I'm suggesting is so outlandish? The phenomenon we see out in the stars, and what I'm saying is the most impossible theory?
You two keep going on like this, I'm banning wages. I'm serious.
We'll play nice. Just a little friendly conversation, Sarah, that's all.
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Why don't we start with you telling me what Constellation is?
Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett?
Who are you?
Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question.
Pirates attack. Barrett asked me to deliver the artifact.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
How many times has this happened? Who else has had these visions?
We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point.
It was bright lights and music.
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But, gentlemen, can we please focus? Noelle, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only two of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Patrick?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
You want me in Constellation? What does that mean? What's expected?
We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us.
How much do you know about the artifacts? What are they?
Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal, another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
Alright, I'm in. Tell me what happens next.
You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Ever since I got here, this has felt like home. These people are family. I hope it feels that way for you too. That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
You seem to know a lot about these artifacts.
Oh, gosh. No, I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
I was wondering about other types of exploration work besides the artifacts.
Of course, there's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
The vision I saw, what do you think that was?
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon.
So there's a reasonable explanation.
There might be a reasonable explanation. I wasn't there. I didn't see what you saw. I'm just not in a position to say for sure. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
How long have you been working on all this?
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Let me know how I can help you learn more.
Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition. I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
How would organic resources help with learning about the artifacts?
I can't be certain that they will, but more data points are always a good thing. I don't want to rule out anything that could provide a breakthrough. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
I've got some organic resources for you.
Great, let's see what you have.
I don't know if I want to sell these or not. Just hold on to them. I might need them later. Sarah said something about a place for me to stay.
Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
I hope you're still glad you joined Constellation, Noel.
Absolutely, Sarah. I've never regretted the
Curious
decision.
feeling, knowing
I'm
that
glad
you've seen
you did.
something that no one
You
else
could have
has.
done just about anything.
That you know something
So,
no one else does.
feel valued here.
Okay.
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
Discoveries we're making, it's all worth it.
I've been called worse.
Still doesn't excuse it. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
Glad to be here.
By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
What kind of company is Stroud Eklund?
We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days.
Do you think the vision I had means anything?
Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
Oh sure, I see lights and hear music all the time. It's a non-stop party in my head.
Well, clearly the sarcasm center of your brain is intact. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
What's your role in Constellation?
Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here.
This isn't where I'd expect to find a CEO.
Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the Lodge home, as much as anywhere else. Remember, you're representing all of us out there. So, Mateo, swiped any new religious texts?
Ha ha. I don't have much time for that kind of thing anymore. So much to do around here, you know?
I know you too well to believe that. You've got to have a line on something.
Well, okay, fine. I had heard that Buddha's tooth may still exist. I was trying to find out if there's any truth to it.
Well, best of luck. Take note. Everyone here is worth learning from. Yes, even the kid.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but I feel like if I did, now would be a good time for one. Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
What brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
What do you make of the vision I saw?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but you know, if the label fits.
You think this was a religious experience?
Not necessarily, no, but it does kind of have the hallmarks of one, doesn't it? I'm certainly not gonna rule it out just yet.
All I know is I've never experienced anything like it.
That sure lines up with everything else about these artifacts. It's all connected. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
These artifacts all came out of caves?
Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust? Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Mateo.
I've occasionally had my doubts about Constellation as an investment. But now, well, it's clearly money well spent.
Yes? So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
What is Constellation? What do you do?
We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
How well known is Constellation?
I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways.
What do you know about the artifacts?
Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do.
I'm ready.
We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising.
Other people have artifacts?
We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together.
UC Vanguard?
A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to.
Legwork never pays off quite the way you expect.
You've done this before, eh? Wise words. We watch each other's backs, we'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
What do I get out of this anyway? Constellation have a salary?
You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have.
Actually, there's some things I want to do on my own first.
Go ahead. Just don't take too long or my contact's information might go bad.
Sergeant, we're hiring if you're interested. Ask in the security office. Hi. How you doing?
CJ's open 49 hours. Holy moly. Hey, do you have coffee?
CJ's is always open. No matter what you need, when you need it, I'm here.
You like it here in New Atlantis?
You kidding me? Nowhere else like it in the settled systems. First time I came here as a kid, I knew I was gonna come back and make my mark on this city. Nowhere I'd rather be. And now that I've got this place up and running, it's all coming together.
How's business?
Nice and steady. Just the way I like it. I've got a good location, plenty of foot traffic, and a ton of people who are in a hurry and need to make a quick stop for the essentials. Things keep going this way, I'm gonna start opening franchises all over the settled systems.
I'd like to see what you have for sale.
No problem. Happy to serve.
What does this lady want?
Have a good one.
Terra Brew Cappuccino.
Come on in. No problem. Happy to serve.
Tell me you have Terra Brew Cappuccinos. Terra Brew Classic and Espresso.
Thanks for stopping in. I can always use the business.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I said
it. So after an hour of whining, finally...
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
We have an appointment. You're seeing the doctor.
Something to report?
One day, I'm gonna leave New Atlantis for good.
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, really you? Captain of the frontier, bane of the fleet, constellation's shining star of stars.
Bane of the Fleet?
Oh, don't be so modest. It was all over SSNN. Lone miner tames the Crimson Fleet, saves a member of Constellation, and steals the hearts of millions, no, trillions. And now you're standing here next to me. Oh, really is you, right?
It's me.
Then the day is truly blessed. Because for a moment, I wasn't sure if you were real or just another hallucination. But now that I know it's you, what are the odds? And to think, I almost went for coffee instead. But I changed my routine for one day, and here you are. It's almost like it was meant to be.
You changed your routine?
Oh, yes. Normally I start my day by drinking 4 cups of coffee and stuffing my face with chunks. But after being inspired by your story, I thought to myself, what would the great and powerful hero of Vectera do? And so instead, I went for a jog. I ran and I ran and I ran, picturing you in the distance, like a North Star. Imagine my surprise to find you were actually real. By the light of Polaris, it must be fate.
We might have met either way. A coffee shop is basically my second home.
Fantastic! I think that makes us roommates. By rule, we pretty much have to be best friends. Either way, it's such an honor to meet you. Hey, do you mind if I follow you around? Do you need a sidekick? What am I saying? You're a hero, of course you do. Lead the way.
If you're going to be my sidekick, won't you need a costume?
Good point. I'll start working on it right away, as soon as I learn how to sew. Until then, maybe I can be a sidekick in training. Do you have an academy where fans can practice groveling at your feet? If not, I can start one.
Welcome aboard, I guess.
You won't be disappointed.
Rifle?
Already stowed.
Fuel? Both ship and generator?
Waiting in the cargo hold.
All right, then I guess...
I guess there's nothing between us and setting up on a brand new world.
You ready to head out then?
One last drink?
Oh God, yes.
Our mission statement: to deliver the best quality life-improving technology today before you need it tomorrow. Ryujin Industries has been a leader in technology since its creation. We strive toward advancement and believe there is always room for improvement. Fulfilling customer desire is our #1 goal. See the latest news at Ryujin Industries. As the leading technology corporation in the settled systems, we love to keep our customers up to date. All articles written by Ryujin Industries Marketing Department. Celebrating 20 years, Ryujin Industries and Teo Astroneering celebrated their 20th anniversary this year. Back in 2310, Simon Teo, the son of Teo Astroneering's founder, signed a deal with Ryujin Industries to become their first official subsidiary. The two companies have since celebrated incredible innovations in spacecraft engineering. Teo has remained a top competitor in the spacecraft industry ever since. In commemoration of the historic moment, Ryujin threw a massive gala at the Astro Lounge. It was said to be one of Neon's most prestigious events of the year. Several other CEOs were in attendance, including Synthetic Solutions' Bastian Porter and Hope Tech's very own Ron Hope. Ray Cars Carries herself also made an appearance as one of Ryujin's founders and made a toast alongside Masako Amada and Simon Teo to future success. Ryujin Industries now hiring. Ryujin Industries has announced that we are once again hiring the best and brightest of the settled systems. As a corporation, we're always taking on new hires. However, public announcements of job opportunities are rarely seen. Making this the first in the past 2 years, we hope that many aspiring engineering and opportunists will see this as their chance to join our ever-growing team. Our latest ad campaign for interested candidates can be heard in both New Atlantis and Neon. Our job application is available on any Ryujin information kiosk. Millions of people benefit from our Neuro amps every day. Neuro amps are designed to improve overall brain function in order to boost your quality of life. They've been used in medical monitoring, neurological healing, and as mental stabilizers to help with sleep, anxiety, and social skills. The first Neuro amp was created by Ray Carries, a biotech engineer who specialized in neurological designs. DeCarries was determined to harness the power of the mind to improve aspects of everyday life. While initially only approved for military use, Neuro amps became a public commodity in 2315 and continue to be Ryujin's primary product today. Our subsidiaries. Ryujin Industries is proud to include the following companies within our network. Aberron. Protecting what matters most. #1 in craftsmanship and style. Aberron has soared to the top of innovative weapons manufacturers faster than any of our competitors. We create reliable and durable products so you can feel secure when you need them most. Visit our store at Ryujin Tower in Neon today. Drone, the hive essentials. Much like hard work and Honeybee, Drone seeks to organize and improve upon your daily life with our line of household robots. We understand the importance of time, which is why our robots specialize in undertaking those mundane tasks of household maintenance and everyday chores. Spend your time doing what you want to do and let Drone do the work. Check out our latest models at our sales office in Ryujin Tower. Teo Astroneering, style among the stars, the best design in spacecraft, period. Teo Astroneering has led the spacecraft industry and design for decades. We are constantly among the most recognized brands with multiple awards each year for luxury, quality, and dependability. Our engineers and designers work hard to bring our customers that feeling of comfort and safety as you travel among the stars to reach your destination. Visit our showroom at Ryujin Tower in Neon. Tranquility. Relax, revitalize, reflect. Our special blends are made with the finest ingredients chosen for both flavor and aroma. Whether you need peace or energy, find what you seek with tranquility. Visit our store and meet our blend master at Ryujin Tower in Neon. Welcome to Ryujin Industries job application. All questions must be answered in order for your application to be submitted. How many years of experience do you have working in a secretarial position or corporal environment? How familiar are you with Ryujin Industries and its product lines? Very. What is your proficiency with computers in regards to typing and file management? Medium. What level of education have you completed? High school. Do you have a history of criminal activity? No. Your application is not complete. To officially submit your application, please select the submit application below. Answers may no longer be changed beyond this point. Please. Thank you for submitting your application. Please report to Imogene Celzo on the operations floor at Ryujin Tower in Neon for your interview.
Want to challenge your instincts and hone those corporate skills?
Wow, you look completely different.
It's me.
As you can see, traffic is good. The sales keep climbing.
And there are 2 locations
Hi
in
there.
New Atlantis.
Welcome to Terra Brew. How can I? Thanks for choosing Terra
And
Brew.
the sales
What can I
in
get
the
you?
fest didn't
What's
dip
your favorite
at
thing
all
on the
with
menu?
second store.
Corporate policy requires me to state that everything Terra Brew offers is my favorite.
But one thing's constant.
I'd like to place an
People
order.
need coffee.
Certainly. Please take your time.
This is very encouraging.
You see that scientist out in front of mast, staring at trees, sounds upset? Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
Scientists staring at trees.
I have a feeling today's going to be a great another day, another credit.
Here's that Terracino you wanted.
Thank you so much. Soon I'll be coursing with bountiful energy. I'll be the most enthusiastic janitor in New Atlantis. Here, take this. I found it while I was cleaning. I figured you might find a use for it. Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
How's it going?
I cleaned up a kid's vomit today. 4th time this week. Take care of yourself.
Let's see what the scientist has got to say.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Something wrong? You sound concerned.
Yes. Concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
I might be interested if there's something in it for me.
A mercenary, huh? Well, I'm sure we can work something out. So, are you on board?
I'd love to help.
Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Fetch quest.
So I told them, sorry, but I am not traveling halfway.
Those are some small slots.
The well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but nothing's changed.
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
The egg you found wasn't beeping, was it?
Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
I'm pleased to report that our stocks are currently being maintained at 90% or higher. I'm sure we have anything you might need. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon.
What is it you do here?
You mean besides providing a pleasant face for customers to interact with? It's all in the name. We distribute materials and products all around the United Colonies. Never a dull moment. Always something going on, and 4 other things we need to be ready for. I know some people don't believe it, but we really do the best we can. Wouldn't still be working here if I didn't care.
You bought an egg from a kid recently. I need it.
Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found. Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why, what is it?
It's sensitive scientific equipment. Very important.
Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Can't you just give it to me?
I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about.
Forget
Suit
it.
yourself. You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scum of the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
If it isn't my favorite almost a lab assistant. What can I do for you?
What exactly are you worried about here?
Recent scans of the tree have suggested that a significant portion of the interior is liquefied. Obviously, some small percentage of its internal workings is always liquid to allow for the transfer of nutrients and so forth, but this? Well, I've never seen anything like it. If it continues to increase, I'm concerned the entire tree may collapse, and I'm also worried about other secondary effects.
What do you mean, secondary effects?
It's too soon to speculate. I'd very much like to see the additional data before I say more.
Should this area be blocked off just to be safe?
If the time comes, I will certainly attempt to alert the appropriate people in Mast. If I have more data, though, my concerns might carry some more weight.
At the end of the day, it's just a tree.
Yes, well, it's a tree that just happens to exist in the center of the city in which I live, and these changes may have effects on, well, who knows what. Perhaps you could focus on collecting that data before we dismiss the situation entirely.
I've got all your sensors right here.
So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment.
My boss says that if I buy enough of our merchandise...
And just another moment.
And now, a word from one of our sponsors.
It is working, isn't it?
Fancy yourself a megastar.
There it is.
And jump on over to Neon and apply a person attribute.
Now, let's see.
Fastest rising
This
corporation
is...
in all this system.
Well, it's...
Money.
Oh
As a
my.
member of the Reunion family, you have it all.
It's a good thing you brought the biosensors to me when you did. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to Mast immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
That doesn't sound like good news.
Well, from a certain point of view. In an admittedly somewhat selfish manner. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, the consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in Mast at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Service with a smile. That's the UC way.
These findings are alarming.
Do I have to be subjected to universal propaganda?
Is getting moved to the garden.
Going down to the well.
There are always about 1 million things to do, and I'm only one person.
Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry. I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl I was waiting for. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for a while, and Mast finally decided to follow up on it. I can't be in two places at once, and Carl isn't here. So I'm just trying to look inconspicuous.
It's kind of a lot to say to a complete stranger. Who's Carl?
Co-worker of mine on this assignment with me. Clearly not taking it seriously. Not really surprising. Most folks are fine with ignoring what goes on down here.
What exactly are you investigating?
We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a large amount of power being rerouted through various subsystems. but it's kind of a two-person job. Someone needs to find the junction boxes associated with those subsystems and power them down. The other person needs to monitor the system remotely. It's pretty simple, really, and relatively safe. Only a small chance of electrocution.
I could assist you.
Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that. What I need is very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Everyone's welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. Understand? It's in trouble.
Always nice to see a fresh face around here. You stop in whenever you'd like.
The shipboard system literally uses quantum synergy software.
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. I only have a general view of things, but you should be near the first junction box. Look for it mounted on the wall. When you find it, open it up and flip the big switch. That's it. Great job. So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry. Alright, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see. That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right? Box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine.
You don't look too happy.
Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. And the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the Trade Authority. Okay, just find that and, maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet. realize you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of field attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Anyway, there should be a series of secondary breakers you need to deal with before you can access the junction box. I don't remember the order, but flip levers until all those circuits are powered down.
Makes no sense, but alright.
Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
You think Deimos Star Yards would hire? What am I saying? Of course they would. I'm the best.
Best watch your pockets around me. Just saying.
Did I say thank you? Because thank you. There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount of time all by myself.
Happy to help.
Well, not everyone would be, and I appreciate it. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. I know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where I was afraid it was. The Trade Authority. So, that's something that I'll need to deal with. That'll be fun. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain, but if not, then this is where we part ways.
Tag along. Just for the hell of it.
So thanks to you, we've got evidence that the Trade Authority is behind the power drain being reported down here. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but Zoe is intimidating. I have to go in there, but I really, really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? Just make sure this doesn't go badly?
What are you worried about?
I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who's going to wind up in trouble. Zoe's got a way of twisting things.
I've got your back.
Thanks. That means a lot. I can do the talking, I think. Just be ready for, well, anything.
Ready for the shootout that's probably going to happen.
what your file says. Long hauler. Keep your cargo free of any contraband, and we won't have a problem.
Visit from Mast. How delightful. You'll have to remind me of your name, dear. I'm afraid I can't keep track of all your little worker drones.
I'm Luisa Reyes. Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times.
Yes, of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it.
I'm sorry, what?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what. I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay?
You sure you're not overreacting?
Believe me, I really, really hope I am. But I'll tell you, people in my division tell stories about Zoe. She's got a lot of influence.
I won't fire the first shot, but I will fire the last one.
That's dramatic, but reassuring, I guess.
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem. Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box?
Is that your ship that landed not too long ago? Sure is something.
I'm gonna be a big-time space pilot someday.
got anything valuable on you, keep it close. You never know what might happen down here.
Did I scare you?
Nice to meet you.
Supposed to go.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a Freestar Ranger.
Hey there. You should be getting close. Hello? Is this functional? I insist that you provide updates for any suspicious activity. Is that clear?
And Zoe's here too, if you hadn't guessed.
We've agreed to work together on this. Once you throw the switch, we can direct you to the next junction box. That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here. Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics. You can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level.
Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay?
I appreciate that you've listened to reason. The junction box should be just nearby. We'll have this solved in short order. Adequately done. Miss Reyes and I have both noted that the next node in this trace is not on any of the current diagrams.